Hello, it's Robin again. Bright and early in the morning. I really like to record in the morning. For some reason, the scent of the day is moonflower nectar, which is a part of my fairy collection. And it's a sort of florally vanilla, tiny hints of vanilla. I don't really like vanilla that much in candles, but this one smells amazing. And I already pulled a card earlier this morning, and we pulled the Earthed card from the Starseed Oracle. I hope that you guys are having a okay week. I went and got some plants yesterday. I got some lavender. It smells so good. And I like to get a fern, a hanging fern, and I can't remember what the other one's called. It's this really viney plant with these big, beautiful red flowers on it. And throughout the summer, when it grows, it gets really big. And uh, I'm really excited about this lavender. I'm going to keep it in the pot this time because I planted some in my front garden last year, and there's like one little stalk. I can't believe it even survived. And the rest of it's just bare. So we're going to do it this way this time and see how that goes. I might make it into some sage or something. The Earthed card. Let's see what messages would like to come through. And I would just also like to say Divine Mother, Divine Father, angels, archangels, the ascended masters, and the ancestors of the highest white light, and all of the benevolent forces of the universe that help us move through the energy within our human incarnation and help us transcend the energy we are meant to transcend within our human experience, are welcome to come through with any messages. And thank you. Earthed. Let's see what would like to come out. We are going to page 62. That smells so good. I've really been on a smell kick with my candles, and aromatherapy is not a joke. I had no idea, but it has been the most wonderful experience to be playing with these types of things. Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. The challenge for all souls having a human experience is to be in the world, but not of it. To realize they are souls having a human experience and be fully conscious of it. To have their soul fully embody their body. People's personalities tend to relate to either transcendence or immanence. Immanence. Sorry, I am dyslexic, so sometimes it takes my brain a minute. Either transcendence or immanence. Those who lean toward transcendence have a longing for the heavens and the metaphysical. They yearn for a personal experience with God and to be lost in the heavens. They're envious of the angels and are more comfortable praying and hanging out in the stars than on earth. Those who tend towards immanence have attached themselves more to earth and their body. They spend more time thinking about things in this physical world rather than connecting with the heavens and their own mystical inner worlds. I've always been a mystical girl since I was so young. I'm almost 40 now, and by the age of 15, I was immersed in near-death experiences, Alan Watts, Dolores Cannon, all things, several other people too, but those are some of my favorites. And it was so strange. Like, I was such a weirdo. Nobody my age was. So it's like I spent so much time like not really talking to anyone about the things that I was really interested in, which was a weird experience. And at the time, I mean, I grew up in a Mormon family. So, like, being a fully embodied soul having a human experience means finding the balance between transcendence and immanence, which I feel I was just talking about in a very recent video where we were talking about the hypersensitive one or the metaphysical one or spiritual one, learning how to bring all of that and it ground yourself into your human experience, because we can tend to really be off in la la land because you are tapping into so much unseen realities that the average person, they don't ever think about it, which is why you've always felt different. Being in the world but not of it, but also learning how to ground yourself in it, which has been challenging for me. I'm sure that's really challenging for a lot of people. Most starseeds are drawn toward transcendence. They're more comfortable with the angels in the heavens. Life on earth can be more difficult for them. If this is you, you're being reminded that you chose to be a soul in a body on earth. And you're being called to focus more on your energies in the physical world. I was just talking about this. I feel my guides are really guiding me through some of these cards it's sort of like a little mini series, and then I'll probably go back to just channeling messages. But that is exactly what we've been talking about. Embracing yourself, embracing your sensitivities, learning how to really ground yourself into the body and into your physicality in a practical way. To learn how to be human, a soul in a human body, fully present to what life on earth has to offer you. Do you tend to long for the stars or be more in the physical? I'm going to say something very strong. I never wanted to be here. I know I chose to be here, but within my human experience this lifetime, even at a very young age, one of the biggest things I struggled with was not wanting to be here. It's almost like that feeling of like, I want to go home, but not knowing where home was. And I really struggled with suicidal, not tendencies, but thoughts. And then that led to drug addiction and a lot of awful things because we try to numb ourselves out. And then learning how to love and care for yourself can be, like I said, can be very difficult based on what you've been through and have experienced. How can you find greater balance between the two? And I feel that that has really been this sort of caps off this little short series of reading some of these cards, because it sort of culminates into each one. Learning how to love and embrace yourself within your sensitivity, while also learning how to ground and anchor into your physicality, and balancing both, and no longer being self-conscious and no longer apologizing for existing. And realizing and taking action on not being in places and spaces where you don't belong, to be just blunt about it. And then being brave enough to go back into the world as this transformed version of you. Not that the true essence of you or true nature of you, that is the unchanging one, but as the human experience. Being brave enough to then go explore again after you have experienced the darkness of this world. Because there are others in the world that are just like you, that are tapped in just like you, that are just being themselves just like you. And because they're just like you, they're going to love you and appreciate you and support you in whatever stage of development that you are currently exploring. But being brave enough to reopen yourself after you have been through the cycles that were meant to stomp out your light. You didn't let that happen, did you? We're still here. I'm surprised I'm still here. Just based in, I have walked through some of the darkest of the dark energy there is to offer on this planet. I hear people say this all the time, like the earth angel sort of label, which you know how I feel about labels. They're all just names and they don't really mean anything. They're just a way to communicate concepts and ideas to help us, our humanness, understand ourselves better on a soul level. But they say, like, you don't look like what you've been through. And that is very true. And I'm sure a lot of you probably don't look like what you've been through. Like at this point in my life, you don't even need to talk about what you've been through anymore. It's been dust in the wind for a long time. It holds no weight or space in you. Wow. I am hearing that. Oh, wow. Okay. There is a collective that is carrying very specific sets of light codes. And the way that these light codes are transmitted down the line, I'm hearing, I don't know why it's coming out like this, but bear with me. There's many different ways that the specific unique light codes that you carry are transmitted to the next link of souls that are connected to you. But one example is through your voice, sound frequency. I can understand that. I feel like the man that I sat with, there are very unique things within each one of us that we are not even aware that are occurring. And a big one is the way that your genuine energy just comes off, but also there are specific light codes that come through you based in your voice. And I'm also hearing the way you move your hands sometimes. And this may be conscious or unconscious for you. I've been made conscious of some of these things for myself within meditation and dream states, but I'm hearing very specifically your hands. And many people carry that portal through the hands. So that just randomly came out. Okay. But anyway, I hope that you have a wonderful day. I just feel to say also that if you're down in any way, I wish I could just hug you so tight. And if you're feeling this current energy that I'm feeling right now, that enthusiasm, that let's go, that just so comfortable in your own skin and that elevated energy, I'm so happy for you. We've trudged through a lot of heaviness, and that is... So either way, I am sending you so much love. You are never alone. You are so unique and beautiful. Keep discovering. Keep discovering. And see you in the next one.